Okay, we're going to jump right in. Episode 3, baby. I'm fucking firing on all cylinders today. Oh, shoot. I got to start my timer, huh? My janky way of recording. There we go, baby. Okay. Listen. The first thing I think I want to talk about today is Apple's keynote. What they just did, their little Apple event that they always put on. First of all, their video production, their production value of these events are so good. They're high, right? Because Apple's worth, I don't know, aren't they worth like $1 trillion or something? I think they're worth $1 trillion. I think, but they have the coolest events now because of COVID, right? Before they have the guy come out on stage and he talks about like whatever new watch, the 10th watch that they've launched this year or whatever that they got going on, the new iPhone. They have a guy come out on stage. It's kind of boring, right? You're like, all right, cool, get to the good stuff. But this time around, they did like this. They like meshed all of the scenes into each other, right? So like they had like someone explaining the new HomePod thing, and then the camera zooms around the HomePod, and then it just reveals like a new scene where somebody else is talking. It was very cool. Now, my critique, because I always have a critique, is dude, they spent so much time. They spent so much time talking about fucking 5G, dude. What do we care about 5G? I don't even know. Like for my simple brain, right? Like to my understanding, 5G is just the way. What is this? Shut this off. Okay. I hope that's not going to be in the whole thing. No, that wasn't in the whole thing. Was that in the whole thing? Stand by. We're good. All good. Wasn't recording on the whole thing. I had like a metronome playing in the background, and I didn't notice it. So now what I know about 5G is that it increases the quality of our service. If I'm understanding that correctly, I think that's what it is. And then, everyone's got their conspiracies about what 5G is and COVID and whatever the hell else people are talking about. I don't know. I'm just an average buyer, right? Like, of course I appreciate like the fun, like tech features and the new whatever that they got placed in the new phone. Make me want the phone, right? That's what they do. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to sell you the new product, right? Make me want it. Don't sit there and bring out the Verizon Wireless COO to come out and talk about the benefits of 5G and their partnership with Apple and how they're going to incorporate 5G into iPhones. I don't care, man. Can it make a call? Sounds good. What else can it do? Right? Like I remember they had the 6S and I was in college and I think that was the first phone I used to have. I know. I used to have a Droid. I'm not happy about it. Okay, I try to be different. Clearly it failed because they're just pieces of shit. I don't know who would actually want a Droid, dude. I'm not trying to start fights here, but actually who would want one? You can't communicate effectively at all if you own an Android. You just can't. I can't send you videos. I can't send you pictures. Group chat is always a mess. Everything just shows up in like 2x2 pixels. What's the point? I honestly don't get it. Why would you want that? Why on earth just to be like, well, Samsung did it first? Shit, no one cares, man. No one's in it. And then on the other side too, for Apple to be, well, it's not about who did it first. It's about who did it best. No one fucking cares. I am interested in how can I effectively communicate with my friends and family, right? If you own an iPhone, you can do that. If you have an Android, sorry, you're shit out of luck. I can send you a text and it's going to look hideous because it's going to show up all green on my feed and it's mentally going to mess me up. And then if I'm going to send you like a funny picture, right, it's not even going to show up. It's a mess. It is an absolute mess. Now, we got off topic real early on. I don't even know if we're 2 minutes in. I already got off topic. What we were talking about is 5G. Okay? I don't understand. Like, I need the phone. Okay, so the 6S, right? The 6S came out. I had a Droid. I'm a fucking nightmare. I feel so sorry for my wife to have to deal with this. The 6S came out. I had a Droid. The thing that brought me over there when they demonstrated the new phone and everything that was going on, what brought me over to iPhone was like all the cool features that leveled up from the 5, or even I think it was just the 6 to the 6S, and they had like the live photos, right? That was like the new thing for them. I thought that was really cool, like cool enough for me to go get a phone, because that's what I did. I was like, okay, fuck this Droid. I'm tired of this. The updates suck. This thing is never like backed up or utilized effectively. Like it's trash, absolute trash. So they came out the 6S, and I was like, that's sick. Like whatever they just did, even though it was just a stage presentation, all good. I'm gonna go get a 6S. Sold, right? Great job, Apple. You did your job. You sold me, and I made the jump. And this, dude, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. They talked about 5G forever with Verizon Wireless. Verizon Wireless partnership with 5G. Dave, talk to us about the benefits, Dave. Dave, please tell us about 5G, Dave. Spend 15 minutes of our viewers' time talking about fucking 5G because we have nothing else to fill the time slot with. Absolute nightmare, man. So I completely tuned out. I didn't care. I don't, and I'm over here complaining about I don't know what 5G is. I probably could have learned in that moment. I probably could have learned about 5G, but I really don't care. I'm not here to listen to 5G and what it does and can do and cannot do. And then immediately after that, okay, so already a snooze fest, right? I will say this, the the new HomePod thing looks cool. I want that. I have the HomePod, but to get like the little guy, dude, sold. Again, great idea, Apple. Even though, do I need it? No. Am I probably going to get it? Sure. Why not? Reasonable price. Okay, so they jump straight from 5G. So I'm like falling asleep at this point, where it's like 20 minutes in. They skipped straight from that to, okay, hey, we're going to send it over to Sydney. And Sydney, please tell us about the A14 Bionic chip. Oh, CPU, GPU. That's what they did for, again, another 15 minutes. What? I don't understand why. The processor, you're going to sit there and, dude, like the average buyer doesn't care about this stuff, right? Can it make a call? Okay, great. Can I download whatever I need to download in order to surf the web? Okay, I can? Okay, great. Well, then I don't think much has changed, right? I don't hear that and go, fuck, my phone's outdated. I gotta go swap it out. Like, do something cool, And then they did that. Okay, so the cool thing, they did that like magnet on the back of the phone, right? So like you can have if you got a wallet case, you got bigger issues, right? None of this, you need to see a professional. If you have a wallet phone case, I recommend seeing a professional because we got bigger issues. If you're walking around with a wallet phone case, that's pretty interesting. It's like the rolling backpack of phone cases. So that's interesting to me. Now they did that. They have a magnet on the back. The wallet can snap on. So if you want to be the rolling backpack kid and walk around school or work or whatever it is with the wallet on the back of your phone, but then you don't want to get made fun of, right? So if you want to do that in private or you want to go run your errands, all good. Have that in your back pocket. If you're going to go make like a public appearance, right? You can snap it off. You can tuck it away and you can walk around. And it doesn't look like you're the rolling backpack kid. You just have a normal phone. But you can like snap on because it's a magnet. You can put it back on later, right? You can go get in your car and you're like, all right, cool. Now I can let my true self, my true identity, I can let it shine. So yeah, I thought that was decent, right? Cool. Yeah, but again, am I sold on it? No, I don't need that. I don't need a magnet on the back of my phone for charging purposes and phone cases, dude, that's so weak, right? Don't need it. So, and now the more I talk about it, dude, I'm starting to think that they made their presentation all fancy and like smoke and mirrors like, in order to, oh shoot, dude, hold on, give me 1 second. And we're back, all good. Like I never missed a beat. Dude, that's twice now. I need to stop doing that. I think I just had coffee, so my brain's like it's moving quicker than I can talk and process. But I thought my camera wasn't recording, which would have been an issue. But we're all good. Okay, so they did this whole like fancy pants presentation, right? I think it was to hide the fact that they didn't really have much to show for. Right? Like it's supposed to be like this big iPhone thing. And then they're like, oh, well, you can, brand new camera on the back of it. Hey, don't care. I thought it was cool when they did the 3. Unnecessary, but cool. Right? So you have like the portrait lens. You got the, I don't even know. See? Like, dude, that's how, like, okay, so you got wide angle. You have like the quote unquote telephoto. And then you got like the normal one, right? The normal iPhone lens. Decent, right? Okay. Decent update. Sure, why not? If I'm due, if my phone dies, I'll probably get it, right? Why not? So they did that, and then they were talking about like all the specs on the new phone with the new lenses, and I don't care really, so that's fine. I don't understand. Oh, dude, oh no, with the processing too. Okay, so going back to I'm going to backstep for a second. They were talking about, okay, so another portion, they spent probably like 10 minutes. So now I think we're looking at like 30 minutes spent wasting everyone's time. They spent a majority of this 10-minute slot right after they talked about, the fancy pants chip, and look how quick it is. It's going to be able to download so fast and skip around on apps and load things very quick. Like, none of that's very important to, I think, the average consumer, right? Again, and if you want to, here's a thought: if you want to do that, and if you want to dive in for like the nerd, dude, hold a session, hold a separate session for the nerds, right? If you wanna come sit down and you want to learn about the A14 bionic chip and it can process at 16 gigabytes per second. If you want to do that, if you want that experience, dude, host a second one, right? Because that's slim. I think that's a slim portion of the population that's actually gonna sit in and go and obtain that information. You can flash around all the jargon you want, but the average viewer doesn't give a shit. They don't. So don't do that. And then they spent, so that 10-minute portion, they again got off track talking about, they were talking about, what were they talking? They were talking about gaming on your iPhone. Oh. Hate to break it to you, but no one's doing that. Who the fuck? They were like, it's so powerful. It's so powerful that you can play League of Legends on your phone. Okay. Anyone who is nerdy enough to play League of Legends is going to own a computer to play it on and already owns a computer, right? So that's great. Missed the market. All good. I don't, that's fine. But that's what you chose to do, is you chose to focus on gaming on a phone. They've been trying to push that for I don't know how many events of these I've watched, but I swear to God, they have tried to push gaming on your phone for so many years. It's terrible. Who is going to do that? Like, the era of like Temple Run and all of those like Flappy Bird, dude. Yeah, like that's gaming on a phone, right? It's like playing. Didn't they have like Super Mario now? Don't they have that on your phone too? Can't you get that? To me, that's as far as you should go, right? These corny little 5-second games. Oh haha, like nostalgia. That's as far as you should go. Don't take it any farther. Don't make it some like, I don't know. You know what? Whatever, man. I don't do whatever you're gonna do. I'm just saying, no one's playing. It's the person who's playing mobile games on their iPhone and are into it, right? Not just casually. We're not talking your mom playing Candy Crush on a smoke break, right? We're talking if you are actually like invested, right? If you're invested into mobile gaming on your iPhone, right? You're on lunch break at work, and you pull out your iPhone, and you're like, oh, hold on, oh no, I gotta finish this level first. You might have a rolling backpack and a leather phone wallet. That's what you have. You have the wallet phone case, and it gets tucked away in a little zipper inside of your rolling backpack. And again, I that's fine. Go for it, man. But that's what you are. So that's also fine. Now, I think their presentation was to just mask that they didn't have a whole lot to talk about or to showcase this time around. Like, I don't know. Dude, and then they released the iPhone mini. Like a small iPhone. They released a small version of the iPhone. What are we doing? Who's making these decisions, dude? And they were like trying to be funny, and they were like having like a woman open a briefcase that had another briefcase to open up, then a smaller one. It's like those little Russian dolls, and then inside of that was like this little look how small it is. Oh, it's so small. iPhone, right? You didn't need to do that, right? How bored is the team over there? Are they okay? Are they all right? Does somebody need to? Is that what happens? A pandemic hits, and then they are no longer managed, and they're like, hey, Tim Cook, we came up with. We know management has been out of the office, but we've been coming to work every day, and look what we invented. It's the smallest iPhone in recent times. Like, you got to be deathly bored. You got to be deathly bored to be pumping out that kind of a product. It's just weird. Again, don't need it, right? Because you got two sizes. You got like the Big Max one, right? And then you got the normal one. Keep it like that, okay? Don't need a smaller one. Who's buying the smaller one? If you're buying the smaller one, you're also bored. You're bored out of your mind. You're bored with your life. If you're going to go, like, just to be different, you're going to get the smallest iPhone. For what purpose? Right? Because it's just a dumbed-down version. It's just the dumbed-down new one. You're going to get a small one so you can fit it in your pocket, your front pocket, without any sort of inconvenience to leg movement while you're walking. Take a hike. Take a hike. Dude, wow. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to. Oh, wow, 18 minutes, and I'm talking that much about the Apple event. Well, a hot streak. I told you I was coming out swinging. So last week, my wife. Okay, another one. Last week, dude, we watched My Octopus Teacher. That's what it was called, right? My Octopus Teacher. I got a couple questions about My Octopus Teacher, dude. Just a few. We're gonna dive in right now. First of all, does this diver have a wife? Huh? I saw he has a kid. Does he have a wife? Now I'm gonna feel horrible if something happened to the wife. I'm gonna feel horrible because I'm laughing or whatever. In my head, she left him. Because he's spending all of his time flirting with an octopus underwater. That's all he did. Every day, this guy wakes up, heads down, and that sounds great. honestly, I love the ocean. Now, would I go into the ocean in like deep sea dive to find this octopus friend and try to like flirt with it? No, I wouldn't do that. Especially not 24 days in a row or however long. Let's look this up. I'm going to look this up. Jamie, pull that up. Pull this up, Jamie. How long? What if I type this up? Here. Let's just Google it real quick. How long did the octopus teacher relationship last? How long? This is okay. So this confirms what we were talking about. One of the first articles that came up, My Octopus Teacher Netflix documentary. Just how horny is it? Excuse me? Just how horny is the... Now, that's taking what I was going to say a little further. I don't know if the documentary is horny by any means. But... Okay, I can't find it. I give up already. I think him and the octopus had a relationship for like about a month, I think, because he went down and they started touching each other. He goes down and he starts touching it, and then it comes out. But it took like 7 days to like let it come out of its crevice and touch him and feel him and like sucker him, right? And then, dude, my biggest issue. Okay, so I'm wondering, before I jump in, before I get pissed, because I'm gonna get pissed. I'm wondering, does this guy have any hobbies, right? Outside of trying to make love with this octopus, do you have any hobbies, sir? Do you do anything else? Because as far as I'm concerned, this documentary shows you walking down to the ocean, getting into the water, spending an ungodly amount of time in that water, and then you're like, now, he's like an older filmmaker, right? I think like retired filmmaker or something, and he was just trying to like find a passion. I think he found a passion within the octopus, which is just bizarre. Sure. Dude, octopus are so weird. They're sick. And I just wish that this guy had a hobby, because I think he's responsible for its death. Now, where I get pissed off is this guy enters the water. He enters the water. He befriends this octopus. The octopus comes out of its protected den. The octopus comes out of its protected den, and immediately it's in trouble, right? Because it's now so distracted and thrown off that this weirdo is diving under the water trying to get its attention. So the octopus is like crawling out of the den, right? Crawls out of the den, reaches out to the guy, and then now it's so thrown out of its element because it's in like survival mode, right? This octopus knows how to like live, and I think they lay eggs or something, right? I think they just give birth to a ton of babies like a seahorse. Isn't that what they do? Don't they just shoot a ton of babies out or something? Now, that's the mindset that this octopus was in. Then all of a sudden this weirdo comes down, distracts it entirely, gets the octopus to leave its protected den, and now the focus, it's so like tunnel vision on this diver. And it's like clinging on to him, and it's like, oh, follow me, he, and then he's like, oh no, you follow me, ha ha ha, and they're following each other, and then immediately the octopus is like in trouble, right? Because there's these sharks that he keeps mentioning. I forget the name of them, but I was so upset about this whole thing because you know what direction. Spoiler alert! If you haven't watched it or you continue to want to watch it, skip past this part. Just keep skipping. But what happens is he keeps referencing these sharks, these sand sharks with like thin, skinny noses, and they like crawl into spots to get whatever food they want, right? They can like jam their nose in and get their food source. In this case, it's the octopus. Oh, oh, dude, way to go, right? You make the octopus leave. All of a sudden, it's in trouble from these fucking sand sharks. The sharks come up, and they're ripping its legs off. Huh? Way to go, dude. And you know what he's doing the whole time? Filming it. You're weird. You're filming what you are, what you were not only assuming, but you're claiming to be your new best friend. You're filming this octopus. Dude, bop it on the nose, right? If a shark's coming at your friend, bop it on the fucking nose. If you care about the life of this octopus, you're going to bop a shark on the nose to save its life. What? He's filming it the whole time, watching this octopus squirm around in the sand, trying to get away. Octopus leaves, missing an arm, missing an entire tentacle. Because, again, this guy ruined this octopus' entire ecosystem, right? Like the whole thing that the octopus had going for, it's a little protected den. It builds up like a shield of shells. This dude ruins it. Gives it away. The sharks had no idea. And he's like, oh, come on out. Let's go play together. Dude, moron. You can only hold your breath for 2 minutes. Go up, right? Go up, go home. Call your wife. Tell her you're sorry. Tell her you're overly apologetic about leaving her for the octopus or whatever you did. Have her come back. Take her out. Move on, right? You guys are now on good terms. It's just, it's crazy to me, man. I was so disappointed that I watched the whole thing, and I skipped through the last 15 minutes because I was pissed off and I knew what was going to happen. And at the very end, the octopus gets fucking eaten. The whole thing, not just a tentacle this time, the whole goddamn octopus eaten. Nice going, right? What was his name? Octopus Teacher guy? Will? Squidward? What's his name? My octopus teacher. His name is James? Is that his name? No, Roger. Dude, Roger. Way to go, Roger, you fucking dick. Octopus gets eaten at the end. Dude, and he says some of the weirdest shit. So, in the first attack, when the octopus gets its tentacle ripping off, right? He goes, oh, he goes, okay, well, honestly, it was this weird time of synchronicity. I felt that the octopus and I were in similar places in life. No, you're not. I hate to break it to you, guy, but no, you're not. You're not in similar places. You just got an octopus arm ripped off. You were going through a divorce, right? No. You did not get your leg ripped off and then grew back a little tiny leg that you had to learn to walk and maneuver and do daily activities with. No, you didn't have shit to compare to an octopus losing its arm, okay? That's just how it is. So don't sit on camera and then not only sit there, include it in the documentary, publish the documentary, send it over to Netflix. Netflix buys it. You had that line in there. I felt like we're in similar places. Nope. No, you weren't. You were not in similar places at all. Actually, you were a human, and your friend's an octopus. So, no, you're not. Absolutely not. Wildest thing, a wildest documentary, and I blame the guy entirely. I think the guy's at fault. Someone should sue him for ruining that octopus life. And then, hold on, I gotta check. Okay. Now, at the end, he goes with his son. So he has a son, right? Be a father? Huh? Be a dad? Okay. And he's like, my son's really interested in the ocean. I don't think he is. You know what? I I think he thinks that he's interested in the ocean because that's the only way he gets to spend time with you, huh? Maybe he thinks that if he goes underwater and tries to befriend sea animals like his dad, maybe the dad will pay attention to him. He's like, oh yeah, little Billy loves the ocean. We're diving together now. And oh yeah. Dude, no, you've been at this for 30 days. As far as the documentary's concerned, you've been an absent father. And that's okay. But maybe the kids should go elsewhere, And now it gets dark. And I didn't mean for that. I'm just saying. Don't take the kid underwater diving because that's your hobby, Don't do that. You can do that on your free time. You can go on your off weekends, right? Go spend time underwater with your new octopus friend. Don't drag your kid into it. That's like that weirdo thing with parents, man. With when parents try to jam their lifelong dreams that they never got to achieve down their kids' throats to try to oh, don't you want to do this? Oh, aren't you really excited about whatever. I grew up around a bunch of kids that I feel like had that kind of experience growing up. I feel like everyone did in some way, shape, or form. I feel like you had some way that your parents were trying to project onto you, and then you kind of adapt those feelings, dude. I should get Sarah on here, dude. Sarah is really she's really intelligent when it comes to she's super into I don't know, psychology, I guess. She makes me look like an idiot, But I've been trying to do a podcast with her because I feel like she would kill it with, for my dumbass to sit across from her. So this is how I imagine it's going to go. I'm going to push her to do a podcast. My dumbass is going to sit across from her, trying to have these conversations or arguments or disagreements and try to, learn things, right? And she's going to absolutely school me, and then she's going to become comfortable doing the podcast, and then she's going to do the podcast without me. That's how I imagine it's going to go. Realistically, that's what I'm planning for, because I think I'm trying to do something with her at some point, and I think she's going to absolutely just skyrocket away from me once she gets going, right? Because this is normal for me to come on and be a moron. I just feel like I'm this is just casual. A lot of people, it's weird, right? It's weird to sit down and talk to yourself about nothing. I've talked about octopus lovers and the Apple event, buying a weirdo iPhone you don't ever need for 40 minutes, something like that. Yeah, I tell her all the time, she could come on here and absolutely just kill it with topics and shit. So hopefully one day I can make that happen, but I need to get a better mic because you can hear that all the time when I talk, which we're learning. So all good. Dude, the octopus thing. I had a note I just saw on my phone. Not only did he film it getting ripped apart once, dude, he filmed it twice. Huh? What are you doing? Why are you filming? If he's just gonna sit there and film it, I understand not getting involved, right? But dude, you already got involved. You might as well save its life, huh? You want to be a hero? You want to be a special fish talker? You want to be Aquaman? Get involved, because you already have, and that's on you. Twice now, that's on you. The first time on you, second time definitely on you. And not only the first time it gets away, he feels like he feels guilty. He feels like he also got an arm ripped off for some reason. He feels similar to how the octopus must feel, which is absolutely out of my mind. The second time, watches it die. Okay, you gonna do something? He's like, I gotta go get air. I gotta go get air. Yeah, you know why? Because you're not a fish, dude. Stay on land. You're not a fish, huh? Go up in your little, home. And the other thing, dude, you love the octopus so much. Get an aquarium. Huh? Get an aquarium. Can you have an octopus in an aquarium? I don't know. Let's look it up. And I just feel like, dude, he's so obsessed with the octopus the whole time, right? He's, we're so close, and she's such a gentle creature. Okay, pick her up and steal her out of her home, plop her in an aquarium in your living room, and then you guys can like speak to each other or whatever it is you think you're doing, because that's practically what you're already doing. You're ruining its life by like asserting yourself in its face, you know? Yeah, it's very weird. Can you put an octopus in a fish tank? Here we go. However, it is possible to successfully keep an octopus in an aquarium, but it will need to be a species-only aquarium that houses only one octopus. Huh? Their aquarium conditions and water quality should be approximately the same as a reef tank. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so you can, dude. Hey, guess what, guy? You spent 30 days flirting with an octopus underwater. Whatever, man. Just don't be a weirdo, huh? You see, whatever, dude. Whatever. It's so bizarre. Like, come on. It's so bizarre, dude. Yeah, so I got upset about that, man. I got really upset about that. I also started watching Bly Manor, The Haunting of Bly Manor. It's that it's the second one to The Haunting of Hill House. Sarah already stopped watching it. She's no longer interested in it. Because it's not scary, dude. It's not scary, right? They put it out during Halloween. They put the word The Haunting in there. It's not scary at all. It's again, spoiler alert, right? You could still watch it. It's good. It's good. The production value is really good. The acting is really good. They do a lot of work with storylines and like these like character arcs. And they really, so the issue everyone is having, and I'm only like 6 episodes in. I think there's 9. The issue everyone's having so far is like they take way too much time. They take like a whole episode as you get in after all the characters are introduced and everything. They like scratch the surface of these characters, introduce them. You hardly know their names, and then they invest a whole episode with like this character's backstory and how it links up to the house and how these lives were like meant to intersect and all these other things. And, some things I saw coming, some things I didn't, but it's still good. It's still good. It's just disappointing because after the first one, dude, the first show scared the shit out of me. This show was so good. They had like a bunch of like really clever moments in there, and then they hid the ghosts in the background throughout the season. So you'd be like watching, like, oh, dude, there's a face. There's a face under the staircase, like watching these characters talk. It's super creepy, but like nobody ever notices it. But if you catch up, if you like clue in on it, it's super creepy. Like it's cool. It's a very cool show. So the first one, you come out hot off that first season. That's tough to follow. So I can respect what they did, but maybe don't call it The Haunting, right? Because it's not very scary so far. Maybe it gets better. I don't know. I'm literally 6 episodes in, and every single time I feel like my time is spent during that show. My time is spent going, so when am I going to get scared? Like, where's the jump scare? How is this going to happen? Like, am I missing something that I'm spent? Like, then they do these long, overdrawn conversations to, like, develop the characters. And then I spend the whole time looking in the background for, like, ghosts. And I can't find any. Turns out I'm looking for the wrong one, right? Like, there's, like, there's a ghost in the background. But it's... You don't think to look for that specific thing. Does that make sense? Probably not. You're not your brain is like trained to look for these like white dead faces that are super creepy looking because of the first season. So during the second season, you're spending the whole time looking for something similar to that, and it's not at all. It's like very different. Still good, right? Again, it's still good. I have spent a lot of time during this show hoping that it gets scarier every episode. Because it's Halloween, man. It's October, right? And it's also still fucking COVID. You know? Give us something, right? Like, I love Halloween, man. I love getting scared. I love, like, haunted houses. So, I still want to see that Adam Sandler movie, though. Even though it's going to be, like, so corny. You know it's going to suck, right? You know the humor is going to be, like, total, like, slapstick. Like, he's still, like, 20 years old making movies. Which is fine, you know. But it at least looks, like, kind of funny. Like, there are some parts in there, in the trailer at least, that look, like, clever. That I actually, like, I want to watch that. So, I don't know. Looks good. I want to see it. But what am I, a Netflix reviewer now? Jesus, take a seat, take multiple steps back, and chill out. We're gonna just ease up off that Netflix talk, I think. So creatively, dude, I love how I make this podcast about like forget perfection. I'm trying to like, you know, focus on creativity or whatever, and I just come on here and like rail things. I just absolutely like go in on certain topics. You know, maybe I'll chill out one day, maybe I won't. Who knows? But the one thing, okay, so I think I mentioned it. I either mentioned it in a video or my last podcast. I'm not sure. Either way, dude, the 5-second rule. I really got to be better about it. I've been better about. So the 5-second rule is, I don't know who developed it. And at first I was confused about like whether it's 5 minutes or 5 seconds, but 5 minutes doesn't make any sense because the whole idea is if you have an idea, whether it's business or financial or you know, you want to go explore or you just want to like go clean or do something, whatever. The idea is the minute you think of it, within 5 seconds you have to act on it. So to me, as a creative, I've been trying really hard to do that, right? If I have an idea, even the smallest little itch to do something, I am trying to like bring my camera with me everywhere. If I feel like filming, film. But I'm trying to push myself to like always want to film, which I mean, sure, you could consider that like a toxic habit because I'm like forcing it, but it's not like forceful. I'm just trying to like utilize that part of my brain that like wants to do it. I know I want to do it. You know, it's just like, it's like that self-doubt shit. So 5-second rule. I've been trying really hard. I've done it a few times and like it feels really good when you act on it. So I've been trying to do it more. I've been trying to think about like, okay, you feel like doing this. Great, get up and do it. Huh? So super helpful though. It's so nice to just get shit done and get it off your plate. If there's anyone out there that is like that, recommend it. 5-second rule. You can look up the whole, I think there's like a TED talk on it or like some 45-minute YouTube video on it, but yeah, 5-second rule. Do it. Say it's so helpful. Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's been good. I've really enjoyed like the projects and the opportunities I've gotten while I've been in Nashville. It's crazy like how quickly things kind of clicked for myself out here. And then like I'm thinking back to like how I was in Seattle. Like I was getting nothing done. Like I had my accounts that I was working in and weddings that I had booked up and whatever. But I was so just like unhappy and things just weren't making sense. I felt like I was forcing everything. And out here, like it's been such a seamless transition. And like I'll have like a little bit of a doubt like one day and then the next day I'm proven wrong. And I'm just trying to like go with the flow. I'm like truly am just trying to like flow with everything that's happening out here. Every opportunity that comes my way, that I get or don't get. I'm just assuming everything is meant to be, meant to happen. I'm just like, I'm just trying to have fun with it all and not take it so serious. And as it's paying off. I think I could probably apply that to everywhere, right? If I was in Wyoming, I could probably apply this same like thinking, this thought pattern that I'm having. But the whole thing for me is like, it's like this gut intuition, this like spiritual instinct that like I was attracted to moving from Seattle that I've known my entire life to Nashville. And like, I just needed an excuse to do it. And so coming down here, like it's been really cool, and I didn't know what to think, but I knew that something was down here. I just didn't know how to find it or where. And like I haven't found it, but what I'm saying is like I'm growing closer and closer to it every day, and I've only been here a month, and I feel like I haven't felt that for myself in the 25 years I lived in Washington. Everything felt really artificial in Washington, and I guess Seattle specifically. Like Washington has some cool parts, but for what I want to do, for where I want to go, for the people I want to meet, the opportunities I want to work for, things feel like they make sense, a lot more sense down here. So I've been really attracted to that feeling, and I'm trying to, I guess it goes kind of hand in hand with the whole 5-second rule. Like, it just feels good to act on these things and see a little bit of return, and like positive affirmation. So that's been really cool, man. If you want to make a move ever, do it. Seriously, do it. Like, there are way too many people, I think, that are terrified of it, because it is scary, man. I was stressed out of my fucking mind when we were moving, because we had to look for a place in a new city that we've only visited once, and we'll do our research on neighborhoods, where to live, pricing, how far out, how's traffic. Then it's like, okay, cool. Now we gotta convince a landlord to let these two young ass kids from Seattle move into their apartment and like start that conversation and have them trust that we're gonna be good tenants. And it's like moving apartments and shit, and like if you're renting a house or a condo or whatever, that process is so stressful enough as it is. But then to move into, just pick up out of this ecosystem and this web of connections and shit that you have known your entire life, and just go to a completely new beginning, this fresh start, even if it feels like you have like a little bit of traction, dude, that feeling is enough to convince you to stay. And it's crazy. There were a lot of times where I think I kind of doubted the move. There were a lot of times where I was like nervous as hell about the move, nervous about what was down here. Like, what am I doing? Am I running away from something? Is it this? Is it that? Or whatever. But like, the closer and closer we got, the more and more rewarding it became, and it was just this total gamble, this total risk. And that's kind of the whole thing that I'm realizing is like, if you ever have that feeling, at least for me, because I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck what you do, But I'm telling you, if for me at least, and you can take from this what you want, but for me at least, if I ever feel like I'm gambling in the right direction, I need to like do it, right? I'm not talking like I don't know. There's like, when I was down here, I had an opportunity. I was like strapped as fuck for cash down here. I was like literally living check to check. Still am, right? For sure I am. Like, in no sense, like, do I have anything fucking figured out? And like over here preaching life advice, but I had multiple opportunities, like get a part-time job or whatever, and I still would if I had to, but I'm trying really hard to just bet on myself to make shit happen. And whether that's been through Thumbtack or my general interest in wanting to work for people, all the way to responding to ads or reaching out to businesses that I think would make really quality content. it's paid off every single time, and it's gotten really scary at times because it's like, you hear this self-doubt and you start freaking out, and then you apply it to your whole move overall, not just these micro moves that you're making in terms of how you're like where you're seeing your money from. But 100%, it's been worth it. It's been worth the stress. It's been worth the doubt. It's been worth the second guessing. And I don't know. I think I have maybe I have a tough time with that. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to admit that I have a tough time with that sort of commitment. But like, I know it's the right move to make. And that's the thing, is like, the entire time I knew moving to Nashville was the right move for myself and like my relationship and like what we're trying to grow. And it, but there's so many times where like it's your parents, it's your friends dropping like little tidbits, it's people you run into at the store, it's whatever the fuck. You mentioned one thing about moving away, and what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? What? Where are you going? Like, dude, I'm getting the fuck out of here, man. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, I'm not gonna like generalize, but I feel like a lot of people enjoy trying to live a life that their parents started, right? Like, that was the whole thing that I was always preaching, was like, just because our generation of parents upped and moved or did whatever they did and made the life decisions that they made, that in no way does that mean we need to follow suit and make the same decisions. Because like, coming from Seattle, dude, Seattle's completely shot to shit. You either come from absolute daddy money and you're a walking turd that can afford to live in such an expensive economy and life, or you work a fucking job you absolutely hate, dude. And that's why I kept finding myself time and time again, in order to make things work out there, without having to live an hour and a half out of the city. My wife and I both, I think, found ourselves working jobs that we absolutely did not want to work. And it made me so miserable. It made me so unhappy and depressed and just slow and not creative. And I didn't take opportunities. I didn't take chances. I just kind of like went with the program, right? Of work this fucking shit ass job and try to make a living, even though I knew every single day I was never going to get ahead. And I don't even know if I'm going to get ahead down here, but I have a fucking lot better of a chance of getting ahead down here than I ever did in Seattle, Like, it was like, you're either in sales or you're in computer software, or you're selling computer software. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it became. It was so difficult, dude. Or you're, like I said, or you're coming from daddy money and you can adopt your parents' business, or work for them and still be taken care of, which is fine, man. It's like, cool, good for you. I'm jealous as fuck, that those cards were dealt. But there was, I think I've said it before, a beautiful place to visit, man. But I look forward to coming home. Like, I still work with a client back in Seattle. I'm actually flying out to see them this week and do some work for them, and they'll give me a chance to like see family and friends, and I'm really excited about that. But to live there again, something drastic would have to happen to the city in order to draw me back and even consider it. But I think it was just a chapter, man. I think I was meant to grow up there. I just don't think that was my end game. I don't think I was meant to end up there and live there for life. Start a family there. And everyone, like I said, everyone always uses the my family's here. My family's here. To me, yeah, dude, family's super important to me. But you gotta take a risk. You gotta take a little bit of a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, at times it comes across as kind of like an excuse to just sit back and not take a risk and not make moves for yourself, right? To be like selfish. It's a very weird thing. It's a very weird thing to like want to be selfish and like want yourself to be happier doing something for you and exploring for you, right? Because your parents didn't just go, like, I know my parents didn't go, okay, yo, we're gonna grow a family in Seattle, and that's that. Like, that's where we're gonna go. Like, they definitely did not say that. They trial and errored and found themselves in Seattle, but they started in Detroit and Texas, and skipped around North Carolina, Atlanta, a bunch of places before they ended up in Seattle for the first time, and for good. And so kind of taking that into perspective, I'm like, dude, just because I was born here does not mean I need to hang around here, I feel like I learned what I needed to learn. My only regret was I didn't get out of Seattle sooner. Now it sounds cynical and pessimistic, but I'm upset that I didn't make this gamble, and I didn't make this decision for myself and my life sooner, because I just wish I had more time down here. And like I do. I'm very thankful every day I get to walk around and make these connections and make these passion projects and get paid to do what I love doing, but while living in this new city. I wish that I could have. Like, everything happens for a reason, right? I came down here at the right time, met the right people at the right time. If I didn't come down when I did, I truly don't think that I would have linked up with the right people at the right time. But I do wonder, like, okay, well, if I was down here a little earlier, like, I'm just having fun. I think that's what I'm trying to say here, is I'm having a lot of fun, and I want to continue that. But if ever, I feel like moving away, I know for sure I can do it, but I miss the coast, man. I miss the ocean. The ocean was like the best part about living in Washington. I had a manager at a job in Seattle ask me what I was going to miss the most about Washington. And I told him access to the coast. And he like kind of laughed at it, because I think he was expecting like different answers, like, oh, I love Pike Place Market, and I love Pioneer Square, and nope, dude, not a shot, not a fucking chance. I love the ocean, man. I want to end up at the ocean. I had a dream the other night that we were living like right on the ocean, to the point where I woke up, and like thought that I could walk out of my house and go like step on the beach. Like, that'd be sick, dude. I would love to do that. Is that a sign? Maybe. Who knows? I also had a sign that I was in a dream. Now it's freaking me out. I had a dream last night that I was in a building that was collapsing because of a tornado. And what happened last year in Nashville? Tornado. So is that a sign? I don't know. To be determined. Yeah, dude. Love it. Not going to put that negative energy out there at all. I'm only going to fucking demonstrate negative energy to the octopus monster and Apple's shitty products, but I still love Apple, and I'll probably end up getting the little micro HomePod, because I think that thing is sick. Now, that's all I got. I think I'm entirely burnt out. I've said what I've needed to say, and I think we're good here. So on that note, I'm going to go back to editing. That's the thing. I take time away from like editing and like actually being productive to like get on here and rant and ramble. But I enjoy doing it. Like I said, I think it's very therapeutic to me. So I'm going to keep doing it. Right? I'm going to keep doing it. Until next week. Right? Episode 3, baby. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks. If you're watching this or listening, I guess, to Apple Music, right? Or podcast or Spotify. It's all complicated. Don't know. I just post the thing. So thanks. Appreciate it. Everybody have a great week, right? And then do something fun, dude, for Halloween in the fall, right? Treat yourself, but be safe, right? Wear a mask. Mask up to open up, baby. All right, see ya.